first speaker. So our first speaker tonight is Yining Shi. Yining is an adjunct professor at NYU. Come on up, you can get set up. Yining also works at Runway, where she is a founding engineer. Runway is, well, I guess we'll talk a bit about that, what Runway does, but they do really cool AI-powered video editing in the browser. And yeah, I guess with that, take it away.
Hi everyone, my name is Yining. Thank you for coming here tonight. My name is Yining. I work at Runway. I will show a lot of Runway demos later. Basically, it's a software that's so Runway is a software that you can use to create content like images, videos, and it's powered by machine learning models. And I also teach a creative machine learning course at NYU. And this is my Twitter account. And today I'd like to talk about machine learning and AI generation on the web. So I am always interested in building tools that can help people to use some new technology. For example, this one I built this a long time ago. This is Copyright Playground. So this is a tool for people who don't have any programming backgrounds, who might be an artist or designers, who is familiar with maybe, for example, Photoshop. So they can use this UI to drag and drop to create shapes. And then this tool will create the JavaScript code for you. And so in this way, you could learn the map between the result and the code. And then this is a style transfer project. Basically, you can choose an input image and then choose the style image. It will output an image that is in the style of your style image, but the content will be the content image. And those models are super small, so we can load it inside of the video, inside of the browser. And also because it's really fast, so you can have this kind of real-time interaction to it as well. So you can actually use your webcam and then use this style transfer project. And this is another playful project that I did. It's called Edges to Pikachu. So you can draw something on the left, and then the model will try to color this Pikachu for you. This is also running inside of the browser. The model is super small, so the result is very fast. As you draw, it can color something for you. And those previous projects lead me to this project called ML5JS. It's a JavaScript library for people who don't have a lot of backgrounds in either machine learning or JavaScript to use the machine learning models inside of the browser. You can either create the model, you can train the model inside of the browser, or you can load some pre-trained models inside of the browser. But those models are generally pretty small. Later on, I will show you there are a lot of big models that cannot be loaded into the browser. And ML5JS is based on TensorFlow.js, ML5JS is created and also inspired by P5JS and processing, with the concept of encouraging people with all backgrounds, like students, artists, designers, to learn coding and adding ML5JS lists to learn machine learning. And it has so many wonderful contributors and a really wonderful community around P5JS and ML5JS. This is kind of like the tech stack for ML5JS. Basically, it's based on TensorFlow.js and uses TensorFlow.js models for their API. You can load the models inside of the browser. Mainly, it's taking advantage of the WebGL inside of the browser. And what MFIGS does is it will try to wrap the input and outputs very well. So instead of, in general, if you need to pass something to the model, you have to load this video, convert it into tensors, and transform the format a lot, and then you pass it to the model. And then the output you get from the model is also tensors, and then you need to convert it and reformat it, and then you can use this. And the ML5JS made it very simple, so you can just pass like a video elements into the model, and then you can get something out. We try to make the API for ML5JS to be very easy. So basically, what you can do is to create this ML5.image classifier, and then you can ask this classifier to classify something. You just put in like my cat image here, and then you will get this result here with the label and the competence. This is the most basic, like the image classifier model. So this is the code for image classifier. Basically, it will, you give it an image, it will give you a label with the confidence. And it's actually very funny, if you put an iPhone in front of it, it will classify it as iPod, because it's using, this model is trained on a dataset called Coco, and that dataset is super old. By the time that when that dataset is created, there's no iPhone yet, so there's only iPod. And then this one is DoodleNet, so basically you can draw a lot of different drawings, and then it will try to classify it as Panda or laptop. And also with like three lines of code, you can use this model inside of the browser. And PostNet, it can detect poses. This model is super popular, so a lot of people use this model to create like interactive games inside of the browser. I can show you some games later. This one is called BodyPix. It can detect different body parts, and the input would be your webcam, and then it will color different parts of the body with different pixels. This one is it can detect the hands, and this one it can detect the key points on the face. And ML5JS will also create a lot of course around ML5JS and a lot of education materials. So we do workshops, and we also have classes at NYU. So here is Dylan demoing a project, so you can use these different gestures to move an avatar inside of the Unity game. There are other projects that people made from machine learning for the web class. Maybe I can show you one very quickly. I really like this one. So this one is called Whack-A-Mole. Basically, it's using PostNet to detect your nose position. Maybe you can try this. Okay. So basically, PostNet made this very easy and possible to create a lot of interactive games inside of the browser. I can show you more if we have more time, like those other games are also really fun. And another part of my job is to work at Runway. Runway is an AI-powered video editor. So here it's basically the editor UI, but there are a lot of tools that are powered by AI and machine learning. The first one, my favorite one is green screen. So in the video editing field, one thing that people usually do is to cut one object out from the video. But the problem is the objects will move, so you probably have to do this frame by frame to do it manually to cut one person out. And then with Runway, what you can do is you only click on this person and create one keyframe once, and the model will propagate this keyframe to the rest of the video. But sometimes you do have to add a few more keyframes, but ideally you only need to do it once, and then it will work for the rest of the video. And this is another tool called inpainting. Another very common task in video editing is to remove unwanted objects, and it works the same. You can brush on the things that you don't want in the video, and then it will propagate to the rest of the video. And this is called motion tracking. You can click on the moving objects in the video, and it will track this object for the rest of the video, and then with that information you can attach another layer to this point. And also at Runway we also do a lot of AI generation. So this is a model called StyleGAN. It can generate human faces, portraits, artwork. This is a long time ago, like a few years ago. You can use Runway so you can customize this model. This model can only generate portraits that look like this, but you can use Runway you can upload a few images of Pokemon, and then to ask the model to generate more Pokemon images. And then you can use those kind of UI to create latent spacewalk videos. Basically, for StyleGAN models, what it does is it encodes one image. If you give it one image, it can represent an image as 512 numbers. And you can kind of imagine this high-dimensional space that has 512 dimensions, and each image is one point in this space. But because we know a lot of images, so what you can do is you can walk from one image to the other image in this space. So what you can create is something like this. You can see like one image morphed into another image. But those are technologies from like a few years ago. This is mainly all the models that can generate images up until 2018. They are all using GANs. GANs stands for Generative Adversarial Network. And you can also see actually how machine learning progressed over the years. In 2014, we can only generate images that are black and white and super small. And by 2018, we can StyleGAN 2 can generate pretty big images and with a lot of details, and it's kind of hard to tell if this is generated or if this is a real photo. But right after 2019, what we can see is it comes with DALL-E 2 and stable diffusion. They're using a different technology than GANs, and you can see we can generate bigger images and with higher quality, and you can also control the model more. Before here, it will just give you a random face, but now this year, what we can do is you can input a text to describe what is in this image, and then you can generate. And this is another progress, like in 2017. This is a basic text-to-image interface. You give it an image, give it a text, it says a white ship on the sea. And then the model can generate the image, right? It's just okay, it's quite small, it doesn't have too much details, but that is in 2017 attention gap. And then on 2021, DALL-E can generate images that look like this. And DALL-E 2 this year, you can see the progress that it can make. It can add more details to the image now. And then this is Stable Diffusion. So this is published this year in August. Actually, the results, Stable Diffusion and DALL-E 2, they're pretty similar. What Stable Diffusion does is it's open source, so everyone can pull this model and run this. And also it's much smaller, so with a consumer-based GPU, people can run this Stable Diffusion model. So you can see like from 2017, 2021, 2022, and now Stable Diffusion. Just imagine what we can do like 2 years from now. This is just another example of how AI generation progress over the years. This is a model called Slate from NVIDIA in 2019. Basically, the input is this image. You can draw some trees, use this brush and different colors to draw an image like this, and then it can generate kind of realistic landscape images for you. But now, with Stable Diffusion, image to image, you can do something like this, but you can like this. So it's pretty powerful. Yeah, so from 2019 to 2022, we can really see how AI generation progress. I feel like Runway started in 2018. At that time, the results from the models are good. People can use it to play with it, but it's not really, you couldn't really use this for anything. But this year, since last year, we have seen like the models made really huge progress. So it seems like we can really use the outputs for professional usage. So Runway, we recently built like 30 AI magic tools. For example, this one is a text to image. You can input the text and then generate image. This is infinite image. It can imagine what is outside of your current image. And this one is AI training. So for Stable Diffusion, if I ask Stable Diffusion to generate a face of Yining, it wouldn't know the meaning of Yining because it just doesn't understand my name. What you can do is to generate, to upload a few, like 20 of my own images, and then tell the model, okay, those images represent Yining. And then after training it for like 10-15 minutes, it will understand the meaning of this word, this new word called Yining, and then you can just use this new model to generate your own profile photos or generate some new images for your cat. I can show you some results. I really like the images I got for one of my friend's pets. And those are all the results that people get. Oh yes, so maybe I can do I can download some AI magic tools. So here at Runway, I think we actually started working on AI magic tools like 2 months ago, and we create 30 of them. Today we released a new, this one, the animal generator, and now we have 30 AI magic tools. I actually has start from text to image. So basically you give it to text and then you work at image track. Anyone have any prompting ideas? 15 in space. 15 in space. And then to do more prompt engineering, you can do 4K, HD, things like that. And then let's generate 4 of them. It will take a few seconds. While we wait for that, I can show you more demos on Twitter. So this one is erase and replace. So you can brush on the image and then to replace whatever you want here. Or just brush on this and then give it a new prompt. And then things you can just replace anything in this image. Nice. Let me download this. We want to add a feature that you can enlarge, make it this full screen. Let me just open them here. So drifting space 4K HD. This one. Oh, I like this one. And this. And then there are actually a new job that is called prompt engineering, and people spend a lot of time to figure out what is the best prompt that can output the best results. And at first, I thought, wow, that doesn't really count as a job, but I very quickly realized that I really couldn't come up with good prompts. Like when I was testing those tools, I can be putting like cat or dog. Actually, in like here you can go to Lexica. There are a lot of good prompting results here, and those are all the images that people try to use Stable Diffusion. This is like the erase and replace I tried. With cat, dog, elephant, or add the sunglasses, or change it to a suit or a t-shirt. So anything that you can just brush it and then replace the content here. This one is called infinite image. You can the technical term is called outputting. So it's like you can see this image to grow. Maybe we can try this quickly and to see. So we will download those images that we got from text to image, and then I will put it into infinite image. So maybe cool. And here I want to reimagine whatever here is. So I can put in maybe put in drifting space again. And drifting space spaceship, war, planet. Oh, by the way, it will only generate things that is blank, so I should probably just brush on this part first before I submit. So now you can get. You will get like 4 results. You can see, okay, I will use this one, and then here, and then brush. So maybe here it doesn't look good, so I want to replace this with wormhole. And so you can basically do this wherever and see to outpaint your results. So this one looks pretty good. This one, I think this is more accurate. I will use this one, and then you can just continue building on this. Cool. And then there are other tools that I want to show you. This is Infinite Image. Here is other.
Which is
this is other demos. And you can grow your own image. You can imagine what is outside of this image. A lot of people use very famous art and then try to imagine what is outside of the Mona Lisa. And this one, you can build a whole forest. And this is if you have like a company work photo, and then you can imagine what is outside of your photo here. And this is another tool called text to 3D texture. Actually, it's pretty close to text to image anyway, but this one can you can put in the text and then it can generate the texture image for you, and then it will also give you different like a displacement map, depth map, things like that too. So you can really have like a 3D texture. Maybe we can quickly check. So for text to 3D, I'm going to put colorful candy. And then here, you can put in pebbles or volcanoes, different textures, and you can bring this into Blender to use this new texture. And if you are interested in like shaders and graphics, you can use text to shaders. It can generate the shaders for you, and then you can use that to apply to your video. And let's see. This one's cool. And for texture, this is colorful candies. If we go to the sphere, so you can kind of see this kind of 3D texture here. I remember, I think I used pebbles or something. It gives you another cool texture. And then here is another one called frame interpolation. Basically, it's very similar. It will just try to morph from one image to the other image, and you can use this to create videos out of a few static images. So basically, you can put you can take a picture of yourself, and then you turn it around for a little bit, and then interpolate this, and then you will get a video. One of the film director made something that I really like. that is using the frame interpolation. So this is just like a VFX effect here. But he didn't use any special like green screen. He didn't shoot this in a professional studio. Basically, he just took a lot of pictures like this, and then used frame interpolation and remove the background, things like this to create that effect. Yeah, this is another usage for frame interpolation. And actually, you can like use those tools together. You can maybe write 100 prompts and give it to text image. You get the image, and then you can use frame interpolation to create a video out of it, or use infinite image to make this image bigger. Yes, so those are the AI magic tools. And one last thing I want to show you. Oh, those are apples. And now, if you apply the tiling, you will like get textures like this. And I want to show you the AI training. So we said that Stable Diffusion wouldn't understand my name. So what we can do is to upload a lot of like 20 images of me and tell this model that those images mean Yining, and then you can generate some more images of yourself. Those are the generated ones. I think, I'm not sure why, but I feel like my dataset didn't really work well compared to, because I saw like other colleagues. I feel like their swans look really cool. Let me show you. This is the result from another colleague. So you get images like this. But there are different prompts. And you can be avatar or comic book, any style. Because now it really knows the meaning of this keyword. And what I really like is I trained, this is my friend's dog, and then I trained on this dog, and then you can get lots of new images of your pet. And with Christmas coming, you can make like a postcard. Or this Japanese style, painting style. I think there is the 3D one that looks pretty good. Oh, those statues. Yeah, basically you can train Stable Diffusion to recognize your own keyword. This is another video created using AI magic tools. It's also interpolation and some like human plant effects. But the original footage is just this, but you do need a person who can wear this and then you shoot this video. Yeah, and then Runway will have like a film festival to use different AI power tools to create videos. Yeah, that's about it. I also have some slides to explain how does Stable Diffusion work, but it seems like we're kind of out of So, but yeah, thank you so much.